Hey guys, welcome back to another day. I'm your host D Rhino, and today topic is it's gonna be about sexism gaming. Now I know your guys' unconscious biases will kind of ruin an experience, but you know, as a person of color, I gotta say that you guys need to be out of that stigmatization of I'm just messing with you guys. I would never be like that. I can't even fully form a proper sentence. But seriously, today's topic will be about the entertainment industry. This isn't my first time covering the entertainment industry, but I feel like this will be another black pill video, because I do remember talking about it a little bit in my video game black pill rant. So here's their side to that. It just seems like entertainment is, it's not even seem, it is. Entertainment these days, the modern day of 2022, is totally garbage. They are not giving us, the customers, what we want. Instead, they want to listen to these people, this small percentage of people who are constantly online complaining and whining about stuff that is irrelevant. It's getting so bad that you got the Japanese entertainment as well, kind of listening to these weirdos. Don't believe me? Look at Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now that they're confirming that the ethics department changed things around and all that. But for those who've been paying attention, you already knew this was coming. They talked about this a year ago, with, you know, the changes to the story and everything. And I made a post about that on Twitter somewhere. I'm not bringing up a screen cap of it, but I think I will link it. I think I will put the link to it down below if I remember. But it's to a point where it's purely not even entertainment, and they will throw in a pinch of like nostalgia just to, you know, use as nostalgia bait and say, hey guys, remember this from 15 years ago? Yeah, well, this actor or actress or character is coming back, and, you know, in a retelling of a modern story of it, blah blah blah. And I have not been going to the movies lately at all, not really, other than, what's the only movie I saw today? I mean, not today, I'm sorry, this year so far. The Batman? I think that's it. I think that's literally the only time I've been to the theaters this year. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go see Halloween Ends, if that is even coming out this year. But I've heard rumors about it being based upon the pandemic, and this is the stuff I'm talking about. Nobody gives a crap about these settings that are like based upon being preached at now. We're tired of it. We're sick and tired of it. You know, I don't want to go into the movies trying to watch a Halloween movie, and, you know, they're more worried about the you know what than actual killing in Halloween. Killing is about a psychopathic murderer named Michael Myers going around town gutting people and whatever else with a kitchen knife. That's what I care more about. I don't care about the messaging. There should never be messaging. And if there is a message, if there is a message in it, it better be really good. It better not intervene with the story whatsoever. But it's a slasher film, basically. So, I mean, why should there be messages in there, you know? The Critical Drinker brought in a good topic. He made a good video about the age of celebrities dying, basically because of the whole Will Smith debacle that happened last Sunday. So, and we've been seeing this decline, this decay for several years now. Particularly, I'll say around 2016. That's when a lot of those Hollywood and political people went bat crazy because of former President Trump. And it just goes to show you that these people are not right in the mind. They can be. You got some people who do have their thinking caps on, who actually don't associate with the NPCs and actually are part of their, an actual individual. But it just seems like there's so few of us, and everyone is just going around with this bullcrap messaging just to distract people and turn people against each other, and just not produce anything of quality. It's becoming real repetitive. We're seeing in video games, movies, TV shows, comic books. So far not in manga that I can count of, but I'm willing to bet that one day is gonna happen. We did see a bit of it in anime, or a so-called anime named High Guardian Spice. We're seeing that they're infesting it's our fault that we let these people into our communities that actually had some worth, that actually had worth to it. But now, because due to our mistake, we are paying dearly for it. We got these frauds in there. We got these parasites, really. And they're just messing stuff up for us. But that's okay, because this gives only, I guess I call it the Rebirth Method when I think about it. The Rebirth Method is basically my big, we're talking about AAA game company, right? The more scummy moves they make, the more shady they are, the more they don't give us what we want. The indie developers come in and replace them, while the AAA companies will try to come back to us and try to get a form of power back, but it ultimately won't work. And I can see this, and we're seeing this in play with what I mentioned: comic books, indie comic books. Indie game developers, hell, even those who are small-time directors. We're seeing better content than from them than we are with the big corporations. And obviously they don't really have to answer to us, because first of all, they got money, and they got investors and everything, and they're it seems like they're too big to fail for right now. But of course, if the whole David Goliath tale, eventually what goes up must fall down, and I can't wait. So that's my whole thing about the whole Rebirth Method. But of course, it could be a double-edged sword too. So meaning that while the indies are on the rise and are taking control, eventually in the future, the parasites might start coming back into our communities, infesting it, and with the passage of time, people forget. And I'm not saying like it's a grudge or anything like that, but it's like history repeating itself. So I hope that doesn't happen, but things. I can't think of the person who said it, but what you think will happen will actually happen one day, or it's something like that. So just be ready when that happens. And I'm thinking long term here. I could totally be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But a part of me really does believe that that's gonna happen, especially when we're talking about entertainment. A great example too about that a little bit is of I can't remember the lady's name. Vivian, I can't remember, but the creator of Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Now, see, I think, in my opinion, that she was doing fine. Her and everybody else were doing fine when they were doing their own thing. But where they messed up is that they were trying to get a company to back them for Has Been Hotel. And to me, that's like a no-no, because obviously don't crawl to Hollywood, because Hollywood would mess up your stuff, especially what's going on nowadays. Even more so. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that I think they replaced a lot of the voice actors. And we're talking about some voice actors that were in the voice acting guild. So they, they should have contracts and everything with the creator of that show, or creators. And I find it concerning that that's happening and we're not really hearing much about it. I think that's where they messed up right there. We have so many alternatives. We have so many outlets now that people don't really need to go to Hollywood or to some certain publisher. They can do it on their own. That's totally within their rights, if they want to do it on their own or not. But my thing is, why would you want a third party involved in your work? That means they're taking half of your share and they're doing whatever with it to fund some stupid activist crap or whatever. How about you take all of those funds yourself, invest it into getting more gear and hiring more people and holding, I don't know, special events and all that, merch and all, right? Why invite a third party? If you're not doing a collaborative effort where both of you can benefit, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. That's the only time I could think of a third party being helpful, is that you get some of their audience, they get some of your audience, you both benefit, you make money, and there might be some future projects. Both of you don't own each other's IPs, but it's just a mutual respect thing, basically. That's what I would do. And hopefully one day I can do that, because I think that would be a lot of fun. But I just think that some people have that mindset still, where like, oh man, if I make it in Hollywood, it means I'll be big and successful. No, not really. No, not really. And especially, who wants to be associated with Hollywood nowadays, or ever, really? Hollywood has always been a mess. Now, don't get me wrong, they produce some really good stuff that are timeless classics, like Gladiator, great movie. Some of the early Pixar movies and all that, but just the juice is not worth the squeeze. No, you'd be better off crowdfunding and speaking directly to your customers, the people who will put their money into your stuff because they believe in you. Not have to listen to yes men or investors and trying to be on like this big crash course deadline. You make the deadline yourself, and that's your goal. Your goal is to meet that deadline in however many days. I don't know. But even then, when we're talking about crowdfunding, some of these crowdfunding sites are absolute trash too with what they like do, the virtue signaling. They just don't shut up. They just don't shut up and do what they want. Do what they need to do. They said, you know what, screw you. We'll do what we want to do because we're a private business or blah blah blah. Whatever excuse they'll say, just to basically bitch slap you and tell you to stay in your place, or risk getting another slap or reprimand or whatever. It's insane, really. It's insane. And this is why I also advocate for people to make their own websites, and we're seeing that a lot too. I don't know a thing about making your own website. I got some little tidbits here and there from a good friend of mine, because he knows how to make stuff. He knows how to make websites along with some other guy. But I haven't went ahead and like done it myself. I think that's something that I am gonna have to build up to, and I do want to build up to. But right now, I'm not in that position to do it right now. But I do make sure to ask around, ask questions, just to understand. Hey, what are the basic steps, the first steps, the 10 Commandments, you know? But there's so many ways now. There's so many ways. And the Rebirth Method, which involves the rise of the indie creators, we just come in and we steal a lot of the mainstream customers away. Of course, there are pros and cons to that. Cons might be you might get some bat crazy people in your groups, and they'll just start saying the craziest of things, like they're on Twitter or Reset Era or whatever. But you can kind of filter them out by just having their actual people who actually like your stuff just make fun of them in a way. And I'm not saying like being malicious to them. No, it's just like bad takes. When you see those bad takes on social media, and people are just like clowning on them until that person deletes their comment or they just get offline like that. And I'm not saying like they need to be doxxed or whatever. No. Just let natural order take over, and it'll sort itself out. Doesn't need to be this whole big deal. And because it's not really a big deal. They try to make it a big deal, and they end up paying the price usually by just getting humiliated, because they're the ones who put it out there publicly. Oh, man. I swear, the entertainment these days is not looking good. Way too watered down, censored. It's not really for, like I said, not really for us. It's for some other country. Look at Disney, for example, with their Mulan remake that nobody asked for, and they got rid of what's the dragon, Mushu, whichever. They got rid of him. So like I said, why give a company money when they tell you F you to your face, and they say your money's not good because of this country over here that's a lot larger than you because they have more of a population. That's some good water. But anyway, it's like these guys really don't want to make money. They really don't want to make money, and they keep making these. I'm not calling them mistakes because it's on purpose. They're putting a line in the sand. if you cross that line, oh, you're a horrible person. You're this and that. But when they cross that line, oh, what are you talking about? We do nothing wrong. We're doing nothing wrong. You're crazy. It ends. It needs to stop. And everyone is seeing it. People like me, the normies, the casuals, the experts, everybody's seeing it. I just think that one thing that's stopping a lot of people so far is that addiction. They've been doing it they've been going to movie theaters or been watching that show since they were a kid. It appeals to the childhood. And that's what these companies, these terrible companies know. They know that they don't appeal to a lot of people. Childhood, there's no nostalgia. They are not gonna be able to fund their little activism campaigns or other shady business. It's a problem that we have to confront. And I do it to a certain extent. I do. I'm not perfect. I know that. I'm not saying I'm better than all of you guys. Hell no. I am as flawed as everybody else. But I've been steadily deprogramming myself away from that stuff. I'm tired of giving these corporations my money when they continue to disrespect me and a lot of people. It's like I'm the whore and I'm giving them the money like they're the pimp. Even though I have the money and everything, I'm still gonna get this. I'm still gonna get slapped. It don't make any sense. It's an abusive relationship. And that's how they're treating most of y'all too. Get out of that. Get out of it. Cause they don't, and I understand a lot of companies, a lot of people don't need to love you, but they don't have the respect for you. Once there's no respect, that's when it just goes all downhill. And we need to teach them a lesson. Saying, I don't need you. I'm not giving you any of my money, and I'm going to somewhere else. That will treat me better, because you're terrible. That's how it should be. That's how it should be, and I think one day it will be like that. But it's like a slow climb. We're not out of the ditch. We're not out of the hole yet. We're like probably at the midpoint. So, I think that's all I have to say with this Black Pill Entertainment topic. I'm not losing hope, but it's the constant battering of the customers, of the people who actually do give a damn. They're the ones being punished, instead of the people who don't support it. They might release one good thing, and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, this is the best thing ever, and blah, 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 and it's great, it's awesome, you gotta see this, you gotta watch this, you gotta play it. And they go right back into the hole. They go deeper down the hole. Don't do that. Keep an eye out. Be vigilant with what they're trying to do. Listen to what they put out on these little interviews if you have the time. And I understand that, a lot of people are not like that. They don't care about that. They just wanna be doing whatever, right? But it does get a little disheartening when you hear what these so-called creators of the mainstream media or legacy media or whatever, what they say. Sometimes they tell you outright in your face that they don't like you, they think you're a terrible person, and they just want you to shut the I almost cussed. They want you they want you to STFU and give them the money. Abusive relationship, abusive business practices. A company like that should never thrive if it starts treating its customers like crap. So I'll end it here. I'll come back with probably a comic review, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it. But see you later.